Hi, voice explainer here. Today I'm going to explain a movie named A Man Without Gravity. As the movie begins, a pregnant woman named Natalia is shown. Then it is time to her delivery. Alina, the mother of Natalia, is also present. Natalia's condition is beginning to cause her discomfort, and her mother takes her to the hospital immediately. Due to the late hour, the majority of doctors are absent. However, a nurse is treating her. Now Natalia gives birth to a child. When they see the infant, however, they are all shocked and concerned because everything I witnessed was incredible. Because the baby beginning to fly, Natalia is also astonished. She then informs her mother that an angel baby has been born in their home. Being knowledgeable and seasoned, Natalia's mother recognizes that he is not typical, and it is true that the baby was born without gravity. They are unprotected individuals, therefore leave the hospital despite what the nurse says. It is not yet time for their discharge, but they ignore her when they arrive at their home. Natalia's mother asks her peculiar questions as she enters the house. She requests that you remember the child's caretaker. Natalia cannot recollect the child's guardians. Then her mother informs us that this child is not normal and that we must keep it a secret, and we can face a lot of difficulties if someone knows about it. Then they choose child's name, which is Oscar, and Oscar was in reality an uncommon child because his fostering was not easy. He used to stick with ceiling for a long time as they leave him alone. His grandmother makes different steps for him to keep that child on the ground, and also makes the ceiling pulpy and feathery so the child may not get harmed. They were afraid that if they left him outside alone, they might fly off into a space, so they are very cautious with Oscar. His mother and grandmother takes care of him much. Oscar starts growing with the passage of time, but they remain in the house. His grandmother does not allow him to go outside. He used to watch the cartoons of Superman living at home. He also used to imagine as he is a superhero. Then Oscar asks for his mother Natalia for many times that why do they not allow him to go outside. They however ignore it. Oscar sees people through the window, including kids like his who are not leaving way to school, and he used to look at the playing kids with longing eyes, longing for an independent life. He thinks as he will perhaps imprison here forever. Then one day Oscar tries to escape through the window, irritated by the confinement of the house. But his grandmother is got furious, seeing him observing all actions. Grandmother seals all window, and he guides Oscar that he will never go outside from the house like the school-going kids, and he will read living at home. Hearing it, Oscar's mother is got angry, and she says how much time will keep him in imprisonment. He will go outside at one time. Then Oscar's mother brings a jacket from his keeping, 2 stones in its pocket so that he may not fly. He takes Oscar outside, ignoring her mother. Moreover, she asks her to keep the secret from anyone, even Superman, or else he won't be a superhero anymore. Once Oscar goes his mother for the purchasement of foods and collides with a child girl. That child girl is Augusta. Augusta's goods are fallen down from her hand. He shouts on Oscar, handing over him 2 water bottles. He says it is your punishment to leave these bottles at my house, but Oscar refuses it. But Oscar agrees on the incidents of Augusta, and he goes with that child girl without telling his mother. Now 2 heavy bottles are in the hands of Oscar, and stones are also in his pockets. As a result, he is feeling slightly overweight, so he drops the 2 stones, getting out his pocket. His friendship is developed with Augusta. Now reaching at her home, Augusta asks for water bottles, but Oscar refuses to return the water bottles because he knows that he will start flying in the air if the bottles are returned. Augusta is immature, so she snatches the water bottle from Oscar. As she takes water bottle from Oscar, he starts flying in the air. That place is bound in its surroundings, so Oscar does not fly too high. Augusta is left astonished seeing it and calls her Superman while shouting. Oscar asks help from her. Hearing it, Augusta immediately goes in her house and brings her pink bag filled with stones. It was the good idea of them that he will put these stones in this pocket. Their plan is successful, and Oscar descends. Then they become bosom friends. Then Oscar says to Augusta, "Promise me you will keep it secret." On the other side, mother and grandmother are worried because of Oscar's disappearance. They search him up and they think it as he has flown in the air. His mother finds the stones fallen on the ground which he has been in his pocket. Then Oscar returned to house with the given bags of Augusta, tells about Augusta to his mother. Then his mother asks, have you told your secret to her somewhere? But he tells a lie, saying that I did not tell. Then Oscar and Augusta continues to meet with each other for many days. The one day Oscar's mother comes to know that Augusta is aware of the secret. His mother forbids him from meeting Augusta. After that day, Augusta was used to come at Oscar's house, but his mother is returned back at the doorsteps by Natalia. Then they become suspicious in the eyes of the people in their surrounding because they were feeling as Oscar's mothers and grandmothers mistreat him. So they don't allow him to come outside, and he does also not go to school. They report police about it, and police arrives at their house next day, warning them to send Oscar in school, and they had to send Oscar's school under pressure. The Oscar's mother goes to school with him. They are certain that Oscar will never be able to live a normal life. As they bring Oscar, their eyes well up with tears. Her mother understands everything, so decide to leave the house. Then they begin to leave a distant location, abandoning their home. Many years have passed and Oscar has also matured. His mother is grown older while grandmother is no more. And Oscar has still that bag given by Augusta. He never separated that bag from him. Even he used to sleep taking this bag with him. His way to living was still same even today, spending life at home. His life is spending on secrecy. Oscar and his mother used to care and each other. Oscar bored from his life. He was under frustration fighting secret. Then he thinks that in a short time he will be famous throughout the world like his idea Superman. If world know about him, and many people will write books on him. But his mother does not desire as much. But his mother explains it was not happen. She thinks losing him if world knows of secret. For the sake of her mother, he exhibits patience. But one day he rushes out of the house without telling his mother. Then he visits a magic show to display his talent. First time where the talent of the people are revealed. This show touches the peak of that night, and his mother also views that show. Oscar's mother is helpless in this matter. Many people had seen him on TV, making him well known. He meets a man named David next day. He is in fact an agent. He guarantees Oscars that he can support him becoming well known. He will arrange crowd puller that will make you famous. He gives him a big house for his residence, taking a signature on the contract agreement. Oscar aspires to achieve him. Participated in a major show and showcased him performance. Oscars becomes a well-known personality too soon, and afterwards he is named the man without gravity. Those people have enjoyed in their work, earning a lot of money. One day Oscar feels that his childhood dream to be superhero. In fact, he is not superhero here. He has become just a puppet which is used by the people for their amusement. Something he was called a magic show and something media event. He begins to dislike it with the passage of time. Although many books are written on him and many magazines are printed and documentaries are made showing the bad image of his mother and grandmother, and it is disliked by Oscars. Then there is a last show where he costumed of an angel, which his head says, I am not an angel. He begins to say ill to people in the show, getting angry. Then he says to his mother that he has decided to leave all these things. He tells his agent, enough, I don't want to be famous and my work was till this time. He will not work more. His agent explains you cannot leave it as such. But Oscar is irritated by all this. He asks him to tell people the man without gravity has passed away or flown in the air. He says goodbye to his mother because he wants to live separate life. The death of the man without gravity will be revealed in the coming days. Many people say differently about him. Oscar's mother starts living alone and many journalists continues their visit in their house to taking information about Oscar, but he never tells anything to them. After many years, Oscar's mother is also died, but Oscar was still alive. He was leading his life in a different way. He had a long beard and used to sit on wheelchair in order to hide his secret from world. He had charred his identity doing a job hotel as a receptionist. Everyone was courteous to him. One day he runs into his friend August. He recognizes him because of a pink bag which was still with Oscar even today, which he had given him to childhood, and he remained on the ground due to the bag and did not get married. They feel happiness meeting with each other, but Augusta was unsatisfied from her life because her purpose was only to earn money, so she had no consciousness. He used to visit many lads in that hotel where Oscar was on job. Oscar feels very bad seeing her. Oscar many times share his feeling with Augusta. She has to charge the so ignore him wording. It is declared on that Oscar he has to change the so ignore his wording. It is declared on that Oscar had still feeling for her. Boys are the reason of Augusta's changing of light, and Oscar also left her too. They eventually reconcile with one another and marry. They eventually share the same childhood home, and the movie completes here. Thank you for watching.